Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to your favorite weekly episodic podcast, The Basement Bird Show, featuring me. I'm Logan. And Reid. Reid, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. I think, okay, let's get the elephant out of the room. Can we talk about what you're wearing?
This headset?
Yeah, and to the audio-only listeners, why it may sound a little bit different from your end?
Well, so this weekend, I have a big debut. I'm going to call it a debut.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Some very good college hockey over the weekend.
Yeah.
There's a big college tournament in the Chicagoland area. The Capper Hockey Classic is in town at my local ice rink, and I have been recruited to provide play-by-play commentary for some of the games, for 11 games over the next over the weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Combined total of 11 games. Some of the best teams in the country. I'm seeing UNLV a couple of times. They're ranked number 5 ACHA D1. I'm seeing University of Jamestown, who currently is ranked number 1 in the country, according to the rankings that just came out last week for Division I ACHA hockey. And it should be a good time. It should be some of the best hockey that I've had the opportunity to call. And, you know, I'm looking forward to it. And it should be an experience, you know. And I'll be flying solo the whole weekend, so I'm sure I'll be drinking a lot of tea, drinking a lot of water, chapstick, flying all over the place. But the reason I'm telling you all this is because I wanted to get used to wearing the headset. So I thought we could break it in a little bit today.
So I'm looking at this. They have the Chicago Classic, which is the one with ASU, Illinois State, Roosevelt, Bama, Delaware, Jamestown, UMary. UMary's a good program. UNLV is good.
UMary has a great. By the way, UMary, their athletic director at their school, is the hockey coach.
Oh, wow, okay.
Their hockey coach is the athletic director.
That would explain why they prioritize it so much.
Yes, so they've got a great hockey program.
So there's the Chicago Classic. There's also this big classic. Are you doing anything for that? This is the Big Ten teams?
I guess I don't know.
It says same dates. The 21st.
I'm just in Romeoville, so I don't know.
They're both in Romeoville.
Okay, well, I think I'm doing some combination of the two. I believe that one is the D1 tournament and one is the D2 tournament.
The D1 is the Chicago Classic, and then the big Classic is a combo of D2, D3, depending on the school.
Yes. So I'm doing
and this is going on Flow.
A lot of the D1 games. I've got a couple of D2 games.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward. The game that I'm most looking forward to this weekend will take place on Friday night, 4:30. UNLV in Jamestown. Jamestown is, like I was saying, ranked number 1 in the country. UNLV is ranked number 5.
Number 1?
So that should
be.
According to the ACHA rankings that just came out last week. So if you go to the ACHA official Instagram page, you'll see a nice graphic that has all those rankings on there. So
Jamestown, where are they? Are they North Dakota?
Yeah. So
okay, Minnesota State, Ohio University, Adrian. They're not going to be there though. UNLV, you'll see. Liberty will be there. UMary.
I'll see UMary.
UMary was an absolute wagon there for a couple of years. I know.
Roster. I was just looking at their roster actually.
Arizona State
University
is
of Michigan,
there?
Dearborn, and Jamestown. That should be a good one. So these
that UNLV one will be the marquee matchup, though.
That's the one I'm most looking forward to. And then I got the championship game. I have the championship game on Sunday. So
nice. Okay,
that
that'll
should
be cool.
I believe it's the Division I championship. Not 100% sure, but I'll be there all weekend. I'm honestly worried about how my voice is going to last that whole time, you know, because a lot of times I'm tired after one game. And so on Friday, I'll be calling 12 hours straight of hockey. I'll start at 10:10 in the morning, and the last one's slated to finish up around 10:40 at night. So it'll be literally 10 hours straight of calling. And so My voice is going to take a beating this weekend, but
Yeah.
hopefully I've been spending a lot of time doing research on these players because, I
Good.
mean, when I call my regular college team, then I know a lot of those players, and I know kind of some of the visiting players because I've been doing it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
But so these are all a bunch of people that I've never seen before, and a bunch of teams, like some of the teams I didn't even know who like their mascots are, like
Oh, yeah.
they're the Jamestown Jimmies. I would not have known that before this
I would
weekend.
have no idea either, yeah.
So it's an experience for sure, and I'm looking forward to it. So
That's good. That's good. That's exciting, though. I'll be watching. It's on Flow. I have Flow now, which is good.
Oh, you want to give me your login so I can watch myself?
It's my father's Well, you won't need to watch it. You'll be able to see it in person.
Yeah, but I'm going to want to go and watch back. I might just get like a month. I might invest in a month just so.
A little free trial. Well, now the AHL and the ECHL are both on there too. So if you like hockey, and
I watch the ECHL, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not. But I was actually talking to a guy this past weekend. I was calling a game, and the junior team. There's a couple of junior teams in the Chicago area, USPHL, that come to play the Chicago Cougars and the Chicago Crush. They're both owned by the same guy.
Okay.
Who's a very nice guy, and he's actually building an ice rink in my childhood hometown of Lockport.
Cool.
A domed ice rink. They're going to have the world's largest hockey stick out front, but both of those junior teams will be playing there. And I was saying, if you're ever looking for someone to do play-by-play commentary, I'm your man. And he said that their previous guy got called up to go to the East Coast League, to the ECHL. So,
where'd he go? Did you say?
I don't know. I didn't get that far from him, but
okay.
I just thought that was interesting that he said that. So
yeah, that's cool.
It should be. I've been working on my goal calls and my what I'm going to say to start off the broadcast. So
yeah,
I'll have to tune in. Flow Hockey this Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is going to come out on Friday. So I guess this afternoon, tomorrow, and Sunday. Bada bing, bada boom,
bada bing. That's great. Well, my story that I have, it really wasn't your story. You have something else to talk about. What I want to talk about is that we recently had a piece. I'm going to call this a piece of musical genius that came out recently. Okay, I don't know if you've heard about this. Have you seen the news out of Mark Zuckerberg and his new musical endeavor?
Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy?
Yeah, the founder of Facebook. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So he collaborated with T-Pain. You know T-Pain, right?
I'm T-Pain.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Professor of Autotune. Zuck and T-Pain came together.
Zuck.
Yeah, that's what his Instagram handle is. So I'm just going to call him that. Zuck and T-Pain came together to release a cover of "Get Low" by Lil Jon. Which surely you know. This is real. And my Spotify accidentally just started playing it. Okay, so the whole story behind this, though, is that you need to go listen to this. Get Low was the song that was playing at the college party where Zuckerberg met his wife. So for their dating anniversary, he worked with T-Pain to make the version of the song. And this may be the release of the year, if you ask me. Okay, you need to go listen to this and just bask in the greatness that it is. I will say, T-Pain is the spotlight of this track. I will say that. Zuckerberg, he contributes some,
Reid.
to it. Isn't this fantastic?
No.
Just give it a listen. Just give it a listen.
Oh no.
Okay, hearing. I didn't know how funny it would be to hear Mark Zuckerberg say some of these lyrics, okay? Like, you get to the from the windows to the walls part, and it's just Zuckerberg just strumming a guitar, singing away.
But it's acoustic.
Hilarious.
It's not what I was expecting it to be.
No, not at all. Not at all, okay? Yeah, just hearing Zuckerberg just, sing 369 Damn You're Fine, and not in the style of Lil Jon at all, is incredible. I will say, though, the Get Low part from T-Pain scratches an itch I didn't know I had. Like, that part is actually good. That's the one part of the song that I like. But it's hilarious. I saw it on I think I saw it on Reddit the one day, and I'm like, this needs to be shared with other people because, poor Zuck didn't spend, 0.5% of his income to make this song for nothing, Like, we got to make it worth it.
Well, he's not spending half his income to make this song.
No, he's spending of his income.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you said half his income. I was like, back that bus up for a second here.
He's spending the most minuscule amount of money on this. But I still find it absolutely hilarious. Everyone, give it a listen. They're on Facebook, of course they're on Facebook. They're on Spotify, under the name Z-Pain, which I also love. I think that just adds another layer onto this that makes it even more funny, personally.
Z-Pain.
Z-Pain.
Go check it out. It's really, if you want to have nightmares.
It's going to be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Believe me. It's been stuck in mine for a while. It's like
acoustic. It's so weird, though. It's such a weird take.
Like, I had to go back and listen to the original just so I remember what it sounded like. Because I listened to the Z-Pain version too much, and I just couldn't really wrap my head around, what the regular one actually sounded like. It had like escaped my memory.
That's alarming, actually.
I thought that was hilarious, though.
I will never listen to that again. That's terrible.
I don't think it's going to be on repeat. I think it needs to be.
I think so. I don't know. If you haven't heard it, go check it out because then you'll at least get a vibe of what we're talking about here.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Not where I thought you were going to go with that segment.
Yeah, no.
Because Reid wanted it to be a surprise what what that was.
Yeah.
And I'm a little feeling uneasy about that whole thing.
That's okay. That's okay.
But I had a kind of an interesting experience the other day, and it prompted some thinking on my part. Thinking. So I was going to call some hockey. Actually, this was Saturday morning. I was getting ready to go to the ice rink and call some college hockey. And I'm driving. I pull out of my driveway, back up, beep beep beep, out of the driveway. Get going. Start going down the road, and I see a child who is on the sidewalk walking, towards my house or whatever. And as I get closer, I notice that this child has like a lanyard on, like a thing that goes around your neck that holds keys or various other appendages. And so,
I don't know if you use that word correctly, but okay.
So I get closer. I'm like, what is hanging on that lanyard? And by the time I get up to and past this child,
oh gosh,
I realize that on this child's lanyard, walking down the street at 11:30 in the morning, is a banana attached to the lanyard.
Okay.
Not at all prepared for that interaction.
It's like
this early in the day.
It's like the emergency banana.
Peeled. It's just like holding the banana.
Oh my gosh!
It takes a bite and then lets it go, and it just kind of dangles there.
This is like a break glass in need of banana thing.
Yeah, like in case of emergency, break glass for banana.
That's hilarious.
But that prompted me to think.
Yeah.
About simpler times, I thought back to when I was a kid, and all the ridiculous things that I did as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure, I don't know if you did or not, but I thought I'd share.
Every kid did, yeah.
Some of the ridiculous things that I did, and
oh gosh.
Well, I was reminded. I'm actually reminded on a pretty regular basis by my mom that I had an affinity for a certain Star Command toy known as Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
Obsession with Buzz Lightyear, and so I would go to the store, dressed as Buzz Lightyear, And,
Oh,
and I know what
gosh.
you're thinking. Was this close to Halloween? No.
No.
No, it was not. It
Middle
was
of
nowhere
June.
close to Halloween. Middle of June. We're going to Walgreens, getting a lot of looks.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, and, I mean, the fact that I was 15 when this was happening, I got a little bit more looks. But it was well worth it.
Was it?
It was.
What would make it well worth
Buzz
it?
Lightyear. I wasn't quite 15. That was a little bit of an exaggeration, but I had a thing where I like to dress up in costumes.
Okay.
You know, I would dress up in various costumes. Like I had a cowboy costume. You know, I had the Buzz Lightyear costume was a fan favorite. Superman. I had a Superman costume. I would also wear to the store.
Oh, gosh, of course.
Of course. But I just lost my train of thought. Oh, so my because I would wear these costumes to the store, my parents thought it'd be a good idea to, let's say, get a superhero to come to the birthday party, right?
Oh,
like
okay.
We're going to hire a guy, and I don't know where they found this guy, like in the back of the phone book. They're like, here's guy dressed as Spider-Man going to come to the party.
Yeah.
But they hired some guy. Still don't know how much they paid for it, but they hired this guy to come to the party. And as soon, and I tell you what, Reid, as soon as this guy came around the corner, and he's like, "Where's the birthday boy?" You know, this is Spider-Man. This is a man dressed as a Spider-Man. I was not having any of that. I immediately started crying, and I wasn't young. I was like 6. And so I run inside, and I run upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is right when the guy got here. Then my parents just spent a lot of money to have come to the birthday party.
Yeah.
I then proceeded to stay inside the house, watching out the window for the rest of the party.
Oh my gosh.
Did I go meet Spider-Man? No, I did not. Didn't talk to him once. I don't know how long he was there. It felt like for hours and hours and hours. But throughout the course of that party, that my parents, again, paid a lot of money for this guy, you know, that they found in the back of some phone book, or like, you know, at a poster stapled to a telephone pole, because that's how you found out information back then.
That is incredible.
And so my question to you is, did you have anything equivalent to that ridiculousness?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think. Wow. That's a really good question. Oh man, I don't know. I don't think anything to that scale. I don't know. I was a big Lego
like a circus,
kid, so there was probably something related to that. I remember I had one birthday where we went mini golfing. Okay, and I had some friends. I don't know. I was definitely in elementary school at this time. Probably later elementary school. So maybe around like 8 or 9. Sometime we're around there. Okay, and I opened this one gift from my one friend, and it's, of course, a Lego set, because that's what everyone was getting me, okay? But it was a Lego set that I already had, okay? Which, you know, you can't have duplicates, okay? Okay? So me and my infinite wisdom of being that young, you know, instead of, you know, thanking them for the gift and just moving on and not mentioning that I already have this one, the first thing I go is, I already have this one. Yeah, my mom looks at, like, she gives me like the death glare, and she's like,
like the color just drains from her face.
Yeah,
she's like, no.
It was like why did you just say that look? And I don't even know what ended up happening. I think it ended up being like one of those 3-in-1 sets, so I kept it because I could just build a different one, you know. But I can't remember the rest of that story. I don't know. My parents will probably listen to this and fill me in on the details. But that was probably the closest I could get to something like that, though.
That reminds me of one of my cousins when she was younger. We would go to Christmas. We would always go to my dad's like family for Christmas, And my one cousin would always be like, for every single, like there was like 1 or 2 years where every single present that she opened, she would say, "This is what I've always wanted." And she was like, she was so sincere about it. Because she was just so happy, you know, to like get something that she to ask for Christmas, you know.
Yeah.
And she was like, "This is what I've always wanted," and she like was very clearly trying to like show, you know, how excited she was.
Yeah.
And it was really funny.
Oh my
and we
gosh.
still joke about it now to this day when we go to family parties. But
nice. I wish
kids are crazy.
A part of me wishes that we could go back to being kids when, you know, like I've gotten to the point in life where like I have stuff that I want, but it's just easiest if like people as gifts just give me some money so I can just go out and buy it myself. Because either something like somewhat more specific or something that I want to like see in store first and haven't had a chance to or something like that, you know? Like I don't know if you have things like that too. But like I wish we could go back to like the time of being a kid where it's like, you know, like I have these things, you know, like that I want, and I know I'm going to get them, and it's going to be great, you know. I don't know, but yeah,
it's a simpler time back then.
Yeah, that was the time, you know, when it's like, you know, like I know I can ask for like these toys and stuff, and I'm going to be like legitimately thrilled to get them, you know, and it's not like, all right, you know, like I'm asking for cash again, you know, so I can buy XYZ, you know. But,
well, I still ask for toys for Christmas, but
there you go.
Nicole can attest to that, and she's like, "Socks." That's what I say. What do you mean socks? This socks business.
That's too good.
But I guess we can move into odd news now before we run out of too much time.
I suppose we can.
So I was on the interweb earlier today, and I stumbled across an article that I thought would fit right into this news segment. Normally we get our odd news section or segments from UPI, but this is from the official Guinness World Record website, GuinnessWorldRecords.com. This article is titled "Wrested Guinness World Record Titles and Why We No Longer Monitor Them."
Wrested?
So this is a whole article. That's what they said, not retired.
Okay.
Wrested Guinness World Records and why we no longer monitor them. So,
yeah.
You know, the first book, apparently, the first world record book, was published in 1955.
Okay.
Not 1985. We got to go back to the future, 1955. And so this, I thought we could just breeze through some of these records that are no longer monitored.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah.
So the first one, balloon releases. Most balloons released simultaneously, or the largest mass balloon release was sometimes referred to. This was 2011. They said no more. We're not going to do that anymore. Do you ever? I think it was in Cincinnati where they released all of those balloons. Have you ever seen that video?
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah, it was somewhere in Ohio, I believe. Yeah.
Balloon.
Yeah.
Release. Yeah, and it was just an ungodly amount of balloons, and it was just terrible.
Yeah.
It's like everything got all messed up. But I thought that was just a really interesting one. Longest dreadlock is no longer monitored, so I don't know why. It doesn't. It doesn't say why these aren't. Still monitored anymore, but I just thought, not doing the longest dreadlock anymore, not doing longest time fasting. Which I would say, like, dangerous.
I would say that they discontinued some of these out of danger. I know, I do remember hearing dangerous. That. Yeah, I feel like
reckless
there's like
driving.
There's like every so often one of these will come up on like a random Reddit thread that people will post. And like people always bring up like the crazy ones that people have like they did once and they're essentially like no more, like we're not doing this anymore, which is like some of them are crazy.
But it's not just danger necessarily. Like this one, we did once have a record for the fastest yodel. Interesting.
Why did they discontinue that one?
it was determined that yodeling was too subjective to be measured in this way. Which I can understand that. That
Okay.
makes sense.
Yeah,
I'm not
I can
an avid
actually see
yodeler,
that.
but
yeah.
no.
Yeah. Call me crazy, but I think I can see that. Yeah.
They do have an unsafe category, longest time spent buried alive. Excuse me, no.
Forget that.
Longest time without sleep. I don't think so. This
I
guy,
would say that's
oh my
also
goodness,
dangerous.
Robert McDonald. This guy named
God.
Robert McDonald stayed awake for over 18 straight days.
Did he have a farm?
18 days. Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
I have hard enough time staying up for like 8 hours, let alone 18 days. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
This is a really interesting article. You should go check it out. GuinnessWorldRecord.com.
This is really
Rested
interesting.
Guinness World Record titles and why we no longer monitor them. That's the name of that article. Go check it out.
Wow. That's very interesting. That's a good one. That's not where I expected it to go. But that was a real good one. I like that. Mine isn't as exciting. This one is titled "Plane Grounded for 4 Days When 132 Hamsters Escape on Board." Yep. Let's see.
That's funny.
A plane was grounded at a Portuguese airport when they escaped from the cargo hold. This was a TAP Air Portugal flight from Lisbon to Ponta Delgada Airport. Full contingent of passengers as well as hamsters, ferrets, and birds en route to a pet store.
That's actually makes sense.
Yeah, they were found that they escaped in the cargo hold, and the plane was kept at the airport for safety reasons because the hamsters could pose a risk to the plane's electrical wiring, which makes sense. And it took them 4 days to get all these loose rodents, and it finally returned to Lisbon on Sunday. But I saw that number, and could you imagine tracking down 132 hamsters on an airplane? That's
gotta be
tough. That seems near impossible. You know?
I mean, I've heard horror stories that people can't even find one hamster when it escapes in their house, you know?
Yeah, that's wild.
You find just like a deceased hamster somewhere, like under the couch, 15 years later, and you're like,
I feel like that's what this plane is going to be, like they're going to be flying one day and they're going to be, taking the taking the bags out, and they're going to be like, oh, here's one of the hamsters, Like, oopsies.
This article makes it seem like, though, that they found all the hamsters.
It does. That's crazy because, first of all, they found all the hamsters, but they also determined how many hamsters they lost, which was also kind of crazy.
They just had they sell them by the dozen, or how does that work? I don't know.
I don't know. This whole story is just kind of funky. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a fun story, though.
No, I did. I like that.
With all those hamsters.
Did you ever have a pet hamster?
I did not. No, I did not have a pet hamster. No.
I didn't either. I had a fish for a while, but...
Yeah, that was the only pet I had besides our dog.
Well, at least you had a dog. I wasn't allowed a dog. Oh,
yeah. Well, we still have the dog. She's still kicking.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, but...
wants to get a dog.
But yeah, no hamsters running around. I don't think my parents would have appreciated that one. I did go through a stage at one point where I wanted a ferret. Not exactly sure why, but I had a ferret phase, but the ferret was not was not in the cards.
Well, ferrets, are neither here nor there. I've heard good things about ferrets, that people actually like ferrets as pets.
I think they look adorable.
Pigs are supposedly really clean, good pets. They're smart.
Yeah, not an indoor pet, though.
Well, the people who lived in this house before my grandparents, they had a pet pig. It lived right over there in the corner.
Oh, wow. Was his name Porky? Porky Pig?
Named Wilbur.
Wilbur. Oh, okay. Oh, sure. Yeah. Yep. That's a good one, too.
They were an interesting group that lived here. They had a kiln in the garage. They got a lot of weird stuff going on.
Were they big into pottery?
Yeah. You know what else people can be big into for?
Our social media channels.
Yes. Our social media channels.
Yeah.
And great A segues to our social media channels.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all at Basement Birds. And there will be a new TikTok posted, by the time you've watched this episode.
Check it out.
My experience with the Krabby Patty collab will be going up on TikTok
baby.
Tomorrow, I think we decided.
Yeah, dude.
So
Krabby
that'll be
Patty.
fun.
Krabby Patty. Yeah, dude. We talked about it last week. If you haven't heard last week's episode, available right now on YouTube and on Spotify.
Yeah.
You can check it out. New episodes are posted every Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time.
Yep.
And, we just have a fun time. It's all good.
Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah.
about birds in the basement.
Yep.
With Logan.
Yep.
And Reid.
Yep.
Catch you all in the next one.
See ya.